Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Amazonet's Raw. Today we talk about a very exciting topic. It's about PPC, pricing, and promotion. And the reason why we talk about this today was a LinkedIn post from John Durkitz that I really admire and follow on LinkedIn, and he was talking about something very specific. He said, if your organic share is 50%, he would rather turn off the PPC and invest into and invest into price. And so today I want to talk about PPC, pricing, promotion, kind of all of that and how I see it. And hopefully you can learn along the way. And before we start with this video and I'll go into the details, first of all, I want to give you kind of my general perception of how pricing and PPC works together. In an ideal world, they are very close with each other, and pricing and PPC are set in a continuous, close together way. So they are not operating on their own, but you're increasing PPC, lowering price, increasing PPC. So they both work together in tandem. My general perception, and I'll explain you why, is your price will always have a better impact, meaning a lower price, right? So maybe I should call it lower price, but for volume or profitability or whatever, price will have a better impact than just PPC because it's across all your visibility. Your ASIN will be across all its keywords and so on, will have a better price, will be more competitive, conversion rates will go up. So price should always be a better lever than PPC alone. The caveat to this is you need to have visibility. If you don't have visibility, nobody will see your price. And I've seen this over and over again. When you don't have visibility, your price doesn't matter. You can have the cheapest product, but if nobody knows it, nobody sees it, no impact, right? And this is very simple. Imagine you are on a busy marketplace, a very busy marketplace, and there's thousands of customers on this marketplace, like a real marketplace in real life. And there's one person who offers the best product at the best price, better than everyone else, and he sells the same products, but his booth is somewhere in a hidden corner, very shady place. Nobody goes there and nobody sees it. So even though he has the best product at the best price, if nobody comes to visit his booth, nobody will buy it. So you need to have visibility first, and then your price will have an impact. Now, when prices, so visibility needs to be there, and then the other way around, if you don't have any visibility, then you need PPC, because PPC is what gives you visibility. PPC is not what gives you sales. People do often think, I'll do PPC for the volume, for the sales, but PPC is not a sales driver in itself. It's a visibility driver. You get exposure, you get impressions, you get clicks, so you get traffic, and then hopefully this converts to a sale. But PPC itself is for visibility. So what you need, if you have no visibility, you need PPC. Somehow, on Amazon, off Amazon, influencer, external, however, you need eyeballs, you need traffic. Once you have traffic, once you have eyeballs, once you have some organic rankings, price can be a better lever than PPC. And now let's look into the example that John made on LinkedIn. And I'm not here to criticize him. I'm more here to talk, about how I'll see all of that and kind of show you how you can think about this as well. And the real life cases are much more nuanced. So there is not a, and I think this was too simplified. If you have 50% organic, pull back your PPC and put it in your price. This will have a better impact. Now let's talk about this as an example. So here's our case. You sell 1,000 units in total at an ASP of 25, makes 25,000 total revenue. Your split is 50-50. You're paying a 10% TACOS, 2,500 for the advertising units. Your gross margin is 25%. After these 10% tacos, it's 15% left. So this is your profitability. This can be 1 month or 1 week, whatever you want to take. This is the, let's say, base case, the start case. Let's not think about returns and fluctuations and, different conversion rates or whatever. This is your case. Now let's think about what happens if I took this budget, these 2,500, and I eliminate my PPC, and I put that budget into my price, a better price, right? I can use this investment and put it onto my price. Now, what will happen is I can decrease my price by 10%. So I can bring it down to 22.50. My tacos goes to zero. My marketing spend goes to zero. My paid units goes to zero as well. In order to achieve the same revenue, I will need to increase my organic units by 122%. Because of the lower price, I need to do now more units, 10% lower price. I need to do 11% more units to get to the same revenue. If I would be hitting this, profits are skyrocketing compared to before, right? But the question is, how realistic is that your organic units go from 500 to 1,111, right? This is all theoretical, but let's just try to follow me with my thoughts here. How realistic is it that when you turn off the PPC and you drop your price by 10%, so you invest this into your price, that your organic units will do a 122% increase in the next month or in the next week or whatever you want to look at? I think it's very unrealistic that this is happening. A more realistic, maybe it goes like that, right? So you get like maybe 50%, but then you're just at 750, and then you're at then your total revenue is obviously also somewhere else, right? And then your profit is the same. So now let's look into another example here real quick before I lose myself in the calculation. Oh no, I didn't want it to show you this. So let's look into this one here first. It's the right one. So here we do the same. Basically, this is what I just did here in the calculation. So a more realistic assumption is we just increase it by 50% from 500 to 750. Something comes from better price, so we sell more organically. Something might come from PPC has been not 100% incremental, right? If PPC is stealing some organic sales, then if I turn off PPC, some of that will now be organic because it was organic already, but PPC just got the click somehow. So 50% might be realistic. This would be your profit and your situation before and your situation after. So you make the same profitability in the end. Now let's look at an example where we do the price and we just keep the PPC at the same level. And this is not that easy. If you're dropping your price, naturally your PPC spend will go up. And I explain you why. When you have a better priced product, better means for the customer, better is always cheaper. For the customer, better is always cheaper. So when your product is priced lower compared to the market or compared to before, then you will attract more clicks. All of your campaigns will see a slight increase in click-through rate because your product is now more interesting for customers to think about. So they click more. Your campaigns will naturally spend more. So that's why keeping your spend consistent when you drop the price is not that simple. Now let's look at, we keep the spend the same. We drop the price. We get the 750 units organically as well. But now we are also getting 750 units paid because the price effect is similarly strong. Our conversion rate increases, and with 2,500 we can get more PPC units. And we still theoretically see there's no increment. All the PPC sales are incrementally adding. And now we're doing 35% more top line. and our tacos is going down because we kept the same spend, but our top line is higher. That's why our tacos is going down. Now, when tacos goes down, our margin effect, obviously, there's now a hit to the margin percent, right? It's not 23%, but it's still pretty good. It's even better than in the base case scenario, slightly better because of the lower tacos. And now our profit is actually, at least compared to this example and to this example, we have the best profitability. And the question is, would you rather have a business that sells 1,500 units at 5,000, or would you have a business that sells 750 at 3,700? Now, for the short term, you could say, hey, I'd like to have more profit. But more profit needs to come with, you need to sell double the amount of units. Double the amount of units means you need to have more cash flow. You need to order more often. So it's more challenging eventually, especially when you start. Maybe this option looks more interesting to you. But the real deal, besides all of this theoretical, not nonsense, but of all of this theoretical thing, is when you look under the hood, when you look at your keywords and your rankings and so on and so forth. And I want to make 2 minutes excursion with you about like the keywords, and then we'll conclude here. So not getting too long on the video. PPC is, in my opinion, a targeted visibility option, right? I have different keywords. I can say PPC, yes, activated or not, right? So I don't have to pay for all of these keywords. I can say only these get some visibility and these others don't get visibility. So it's very targeted, and I can make the decision where I want to invest. Price itself, as we said, has no visibility. You can have $10 price or $9 price. There's no visibility attached to it. It's not automatically that your visibility increases when you have a better price. It will increase when you have visibility and you're now selling more, because selling more will increase your visibility. So, but what I wanted to show you here is that the price will have an impact across all of your keywords, right? Because for every keyword that the customer is looking for, the price will be the same. PPC is very targeted, only for very specific keywords. I can show to the customer, hey, I'm here and this is my price. And with the price, this is across everything. So there's like these two things, and ideally, as I said, they go together. So I'm not saying this is better or this is better or do this or that. I'm not saying that. What I want to say is think about that those need to go together, and that eventually the best of the both worlds is where you want to land. Now let's look at some graphs here, and this basically is just our table. I gave it to Claude, so he made it look a little better here in the end. Option A, as we saw, has actually the highest contribution profit, but it's very unrealistic that we are selling way more units just organically. So more realistically, it's like B, and then B has the same profit, and you're selling way less units. Way less units means your BSR is dropping. So I rather sell more units like this, unrealistic, or this, because more units means my visibility, my organic ranks will go up compared to competitors. If I'm selling less units than my competitors, my BSR will go down, my organic ranks will go down, and over time, even though let's assume I'm switching to this from 1 week to another, I switch and this actually happens, or this will not happen because I think it's very unrealistic. But let's say we switch to option B, we pause PPC, we put it into the price. Now we're selling 750 units. 750 units is less than before. Now competitors will steal market share. They will steal organic ranks, BSR will drop, and over time, you see, you will lose your visibility. And with losing visibility, you will lose your profitability, and so on and so forth. And it's a slow decay that will happen and start. And therefore, I'd rather have this running than this. But this is also like a very optimistic scenario, to be honest, right? So dropping tacos while dropping ASP as I said, it's not that easy to keep the spend the same. All right. I think with that video, we covered how's PPC versus price. What should you do? And let me recap it. If you have visibility, price can be a stronger driver. If you don't have visibility, PPC is your strongest driver. And figuring out if you have visibility or not is something you have to do. You can do it with keyword trackers. You can do it with, looking at your split sales. If 80% of your sales are coming from ads, there's two options. Either you don't have visibility yet, and that's why your ads are driving most of your revenue, or you're cannibalizing your organic revenue, which I hope you're not doing. But this is also another valid option when your advertising sales are very high. All right, everyone. That's it. Thank you for watching and have a good day.